with AAU Classic Wallaby Statesman Tom Lawton. And Tom, obviously the induction today as a Statesman, that'd be an honour for you, but also having a look back at the British and Irish Lions. They're here for a 2013 tour. You played against them in 1989. How special is it?
Oh, I think it's special over a whole variety of different levels, you know. I mean, just being a Statesman this year, it's really special. I mean, one, from all the Wallabies that they could have chosen, and two, to have it in this particular year where there's so much on and so much excitement in the game at the moment. 89 was a special time to play against the Lions because they were really on the cusp of really trying to figure out whether that fantastic history of the Lions was going to continue in the professional era. And clearly it did, on the back of a great performance against us, and the Lions you see today are the fruit of all that work.
It's interesting you say that because, and speaking to Dan Crowley before, everyone still has such everlasting memories of some of the occasions that occurred during that tour.
Yeah.
Wallabies, great performance in the first Test match.
Yeah.
They put on a stink in the second Test match. Campo's pass in the third.
Yeah.
They're in folklore of Australian rugby now, but as you say, this tour is going to be so much larger in terms of magnitude, crowds, media coverage. Do you look back and go, wow, it's come a long way in 24 years?
Oh, I do, and all for the better. It's really exciting, and I'm really excited about having a really good view of this from the sidelines and getting right into the whole comfort of them being here. It's interesting because I liken it to any opportunity that a boxer has to box against Muhammad Ali or Joe Fraser or whatever. If I can use that context, it's for the Wallabies on this particular tour. It's all about having a go. And not letting the opportunity go, not letting it go by, because you can still do 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali and have the fans love you, even if you don't win. But it's all about the quality of those 15 rounds. Australia's got 3 opportunities to play against these blokes at the highest level, and a lot of them will never see them again. But the record books will show just how good the performance was, and to your point, Peter, about just how great some of these occasions are going to be. Every professional rugby player at the highest level would want to be on the positive side of some of those really spectacular things. Yeah.
What about this series coming up though? When you have a look at this Australian side, have they got the artillery to beat this mob? Given across the board, doesn't matter whether it's a midweek team or their test team. These are established international players, best of 4 countries.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still go back to harking on the opportunity in front of them. They're all first-class players. Some of them might not be in the best form that they're going to be in, but at the end of the day, you've got to be. When you get on that field, you've got to be, and no one's going to question too hard, beforehand, but they might question a bit hard afterwards. And I think for professional rugby players, given the opportunity to stand on that field for that 80 minutes, they'll step up for it, and that's when you'll see special stuff. That's when you'll see Wallabies do things that they haven't done for a long time because it means something to them. And I think when you play teams like the Lions, and Australia's expectation of performance is a bit dodgy, that's when we'll bite them. And I think you put the Wallabies into a corner and they'll come out and do really well.